weather on day 4. So we have the slalom on day 4, and we have the Super G on day 7. Roman Rabel of Austria, the quickest after the slalom run. Just 10 athletes of the 26 in this second run. Thomas Jakobsen of Norway gets us underway. Opened with a time of 1:17.16 in the slalom part of this race. Didn't finish the Super G on day 2 of competition. Competing in everything but the downhill race, Jakobsen, who has a Winter Paralympic medal to his name, a bronze from, whoa, there's a big bounce there. A bronze from the ice sledge hockey. And Jakobsen's first split time 1:52.75. Jakobsen doing a good job in these very difficult icy turns, setting up now for the lake jump, which is the fastest and hardest part of the track. .106 through the gun. It's absolutely motoring down this part of the piste. Now over the deer jump. Hasn't skied this part of the run before. He came to grief just after the lake jump in the, whoa, in the Super G, but Jakobsen gets to the bottom this time round in the Super Combined. Stops the clock 2:48.09. And the Norwegian supporters delighted he's down in one piece. Well, he's lost the ski in the finish area, but he's okay. Next to go, Mick Brennan of Great Britain in his first Winter Paralympic Games. Probably the best conditions he's skied in at these games. And just takes off a whole load of pace. Oh no, he's been sent at the wrong time. Yellow flag across the piste, and that's not going to improve his mood. Well, Brennan stopped in full flow. I thought he was putting in a speed check, but I'm not quite sure what happened there. Obviously, with Jakobsen falling in the finish area, they wanted to get him out before Brennan got down. So, Heath Calhoun of the United States is ready for the second part of the Super Combined.
Forward first,
And, he's got to put the tip in first. That's how he came to grief. It's not in the back at all, is it? I think it would be quicker if they just moved him out of the finish area rather than trying to stick the ski back on. The Norwegian fans having a great time in the stand. And the British fans, well, they'll have to wait for Mick Brennan. Now, I'm not sure where he's going to slide into his start order. It's Jakobsen is pushed from the finish area. And then we can restart the race.
Like, do it. Don't stay there. Make sure you.
So, we should be good for an all clear shortly. Kenji Natsume of Japan, I'm guessing will be the next to go. Brennan, I think, will take a bit of time to get back up to the top. The Super G course set by Jean-Sébastien Lebris of Canada. Jakobsen. Next to the finish. Right, Kenji Natsume is in the start hut, visualising.
They're talking about going one at a time because they're going to wait for a rerun anyway. Slowing down the intervals.
Now, the reason Brennan was let out the start hut is that they don't wait until one skier is finished. The run takes, what, 90 seconds? So they probably go at 75-second intervals. So he was 15 seconds into his run when Jakobsen went down, hence why the yellow flag came out. It's not a case of them letting Brennan out of the start hut and then deciding that not a good idea. So let him continue.
Crazy. Yes, please.
So we wait. And all the while, the cloud is getting a little lower.
カムサムあ違うどうもこんにちは
Come on, dance, everybody, dance. This is the best DJ year of all the old Paralympic history, Mr. Ilya from Moscow. Check the platinum every day with us.
Rozwijając się rozpoczęli всех российских болельщиков. Возможно, сегодня российская команда. Красавцы.
You can't see him, but Vladimir is dancing in the post. Okay, 1 minute and 1 minute before the next start. We have the whistle from Japan after I'll tell you all the information about the rerun for Mika Brennan. Great Britain. Hi, Japanese guy. Hi, how are you? Remember, gamba, gamba, gamba.
So Kenji Natsume of Japan will get this men's super combined Super G run back underway after McBrennan was sent from the start hard and Thomas Jakobsen fell in the finish area. Brennan gets a rerun, but Natsume will go before his second Winter Paralympic Games. Only raced Super G in Vancouver where he was 21st, 10th in this discipline at the World Championships in Lamelina. It's going to finish higher here because there are only 10 athletes in the second run, and he was the 7th quickest after run 1, but he doesn't mind his speed events. Whoa, that's a big jump. What control from Kenji Natsume. 1:39.83, nearly 13 seconds inside the time set by our current leader Thomas Jakobsen of Norway. Over the bear's brow, gets some big distance on the jump. These top 6 skiers in the speed events really throw caution to the wind. Now coming down the late jump, he's going to get some serious speed. It's icy, it's rutty, it's bumpy. And through the gun, Natsume stops it at 1:07. He's 17.79 seconds inside the time of Jakobsen. He will lead unless something happens on the final pitch. Kenji Natsume then to take the lead away from Jakobsen. A big bump on the ski, but he's there, he's in, and he leads by 20 seconds. 2:28.04 now the new time. Good run from Kenji Natsume. Massive air off the bear's brow. We've gone near 10 meters or so. Akira Taniguchi now, Japan. More of a technical skier than a speed skier, but his best super combined result in a major was 11th at Pyeongchang in the Para World Championships in 2009. His advantage over his teammate Natsume, just a 1600ths of a second, so very tight between the two Japan skiers. 1:39.83 the time of Natsume at the first interval. And Taniguchi has lost an awful lot of time in the opening turns. Now setting himself up for bear's brow. Doesn't quite got the direction right, but it's not a flat takeoff, so opting to take the flattest route for takeoff and then correct the direction on landing. 2:09.75 from Natsume will stand the test of Taniguchi's run. 2:15.4, he's at 5.65 off the pace, runs a little wide but gets back inside the blue gate. Now over the deer jump onto the final pitch. 2:28.04 the time of Natsume. Taniguchi's well outside of that, but goes into second, 6.67 off the pace. Kano there, double gold medalist from these games, watching on. And Taniguchi needs some help from the bottom. Now, Corey Peters of New Zealand will be next out the start, then Mick Brennan, according to the computer here in the start hut. Corey Peters 6th after the first run. his first Winter Paralympic Games, and he is 5.89 up at the first split time. So good skiing from Peters, who led by over 5 seconds from Natsume at the top. He's maintained that advantage over the opening turns over Big Pan. Now sets up for the late jump. Peters takes a very direct route, 109.4 on the gun, 5.54 inside the time of our leader Natsume. 109 equates to around 67, 68 miles per hour. And Peters will lead by 6.13 seconds, a good bottom part of the run for Corey Peters. And New Zealand lead from Japan. (2:21.91). Some good super slow-mos. Corey Peters as he negotiates the top turns. So, Canadian flags flying. Josh Duke in the start hut. So, Josh Duke, who was second in the downhill on day one of competition in the Alpine, day one of competition at Sochi. His advantage over Corey Peters at the start, just over 3 and a bit seconds. So he's added to that on the opening turns on Big Pan. Over Bear's Brow, gets some air. Now trying to set it up on this technical section between the two jumps. Over the late jump, here he goes. Now, coming up to the speed gun, 2:04.21, 4.22, 109 through the gun. It's all looking okay for Josh Duke right now, but he needs to negotiate these final few turns. Duke, the 5th of the 10 athletes to tackle this second run of the Super Combined, leads in a new time of 2:18.2. 3.71 quicker than Corey Peters, who now drops into second. Good skiing from Josh Duke. Disappointed not to finish the Super G and the slalom. Keith Calhoun now of the United States, off and skiing. 4th in the Super G. What can he do in this Super G with the Super Combined? His advantage over Duke, just 0.3 of a second, 0.27 in fact of a second. Gets a little aerial coming into that red gate and then skids that turn. And he's lost his advantage, 900ths off the pace of Duke. Now he needs some clean, fast skiing in this middle section. Shaping up for the Bear's Brow. Nice and straight off there for Calhoun. Neat through the flatter section between the two jumps. Off the late jump, 1:59.99 the time of Duke, and just slipping away from Calhoun, although he does have the best speed through the gun. Calhoun skiing the LW12-2 class for athletes that have only normal or only slightly decreased trunk function. 2:18.20 Duke's time. has not been beaten. Calhoun goes second with 4 to come. Good skiing from Heath Calhoun. Now Taiki Mori of Japan, third quickest after the slalom run. Fourth in the Super Combined in the Para World Championships in 09. His advantage over our leader Duke at the top is 0.41 of a second. So, Taiki Mori, silver medalist in the Super G. Can he get something similar to that? Oh no, he's down! Mori is down and out of the Super Combined. That was the chance for Japan to take another medal, but it's not going to be. Just as he comes in here, no problems with that. Just gets bounced out, and that is what makes him lose the edge. And then he is popped out of the binding, and that is that. I think the coursework is going to need a bit of help getting Mori back into the binding. DNF the downhill, DNF the Super Combined. So, second and first fastest still to come. So Duke has himself another medal. That is Roman Rabble. Heath Calhoun, well, he has to wait and see if he is going to pick up a Winter Paralympic medal at the second time of asking. Rabble. So, confident enough. Taiki Mori moves his way to the bottom. Corey Peters in bronze at the moment. Will he hold on? You would think that if Nolte or Rabble just finished, then that will be enough for them to secure a medal and knock Corey Peters off the provisional podium. Taiki Mori just contemplates what has happened. Next to go, I think, will be Thomas Nolte.
He already has such a healthy lead. I'll
Germany.
be happy. Podium spot, doesn't matter the color.
Okay, you can just hear Josh Duke just taking us through his thoughts. But it's Thomas Nolte of Germany now. Bronze medalist from the Para World Championships in 2011 in slalom. Fourth in the Super Combined from Pyeongchang in 2009. Again, Para World Championship. What can he do here? Second quickest after the first run. Disqualified in the Super G on day 2. Now, Nolte pushing his way through this snow that is falling. A couple of big bumps coming his way. The first of which is right here. He's okay through that. The second one there. No problems for Nolte, and he's outside by a long way off the pace of Duke. That is a surprise. Had nearly 7/10 of a second on Josh Duke at the top. And he's lost, well, nearly a second to the interval time. Now, he's got to really let it go down here. Not a lot of time difference between Duke and Calhoun. There's 3.7 between Duke and Peters in bronze at the moment. 159.99, Nolte 2.93. He hasn't got much to play with, 0.8 between him and Peters now. Nolte into the finishing pitch. 3 gates from home. Has to let the ski run. 2:18.2 comes, goes. Peters time. 2:21.91. And Peters sees off one. Calhoun has himself a medal. Thomas Nolte is 4th. Wow. Disappointing run, I think, from Thomas Nolte. Although he is more of a technical skier rather than a speed specialist. So Mick Brennan now goes, having had his run halted because of the fall to Thomas Jakobsen. He's not a threat to the medals. But Roman Rabel, the leader from the first run, has to wait. Brennan, who stopped just before the first time split, gets a second bite of the cherry here. A rerun of Mick Brennan, 9th quickest after the slalom run. Finally thought he was going to get a high draw number, but he stopped midway down his run. He's back at the back of the field once more. Good work from Brennan, the penultimate skier, to ski on a 7 of competition. Now, can he survive the lumps and bumps? Lost that one okay. Now he's going to be a long way off the pace of Duke. 18.49 off the pace. Over the Bear's Brow. Now into these turns between the 2 jumps. So Jakobsen's time 2:48.09. Hamaguchi was 2:15.43 here. He's in 7th place. Jakobsen 2:27.5. So Brennan 7 seconds inside the time of Jakobsen. So looking to slot into 7th position here. Duke's time won't be beaten, but Jakobsen's time 2:48.09 is beaten by Mick Brennan. He goes into 7th place, 2:40.74. Good job in difficult circumstances for the skier from Great Britain. And Brennan straight out of the finish area. So now we have the final skier on day 7. Roman Rabel, the leader, the super combined after the slalom run. His advantage over Josh Duke at the top of the hill, 1.22 seconds. Now, Duke's first split time, 1:29.81. And Rabel is inside by 0.29, so he's lost nearly a second of that advantage. Rabel, who came 4th in the downhill, 3rd in the slalom, comes over the Bear's Brow, his first Winter Paralympic Games. Needs to find something along the lines of his downhill form, although Duke won the silver in the downhill. 1:59.99 the last time check, and Rabel is outside by 0.64. Now it's 3.71 between Duke and Peters. Rabel at the moment in silver medal position. If he can find some more speed, he might depose Duke from the top of the podium. 2:18.2 the time of Josh Duke of Canada. Is he going to take the gold? Yes, he is. Rabel's outside it. He's third, 2 seconds off the pace. And Heath Calhoun hangs on to silver. Rabel picks up a second bronze of the games. A disappointment for Corey Peters as he misses out by 1.7 seconds. Rabel, though, delighted to get a second Winter Paralympic Game medal. So, the drama of the men's super combined in the sitting category has unfolded. Josh Duke of Canada wins the gold medal ahead of Heath Calhoun by 0.89 of a second. Rabel is third, the overnight leader. Calhoun came from fourth to second. Duke, well, he was fifth after the first run. He takes the gold medal. Look at all those non-finishers from the two runs.